Why is your teenager child not talking to you? Are you seeing that your teenage child is maintaining a distance from you? He or she tries to avoid you, does not give answers to questions, gets busy in something so that he or she can escape the conversations. If yes, there is a certain behavior of yours which is making them go away from you unconsciously. Hey, this is Urvi Dhanesha, parenting coach at Growth Vidhyapeeth. The way you speak or behave has a major impact in your relation with your child. Certain behaviors from the parents really discourage the child from becoming friendly and casual with parents, which does not clearly show up until the child is not yet a teenager. But once they enter teenage, you can clearly start seeing the difference in their behavior, which makes you feel sad and hurt, and you behave more negatively, which further distances your child from you. It is a loop and we need to break it. But how? Here are my top 3 suggestions. The first one is stop nagging. It makes your child handicapped. In one of our teenagers' workshop, a student shared something which was quite shocking. She expressed that since she turned 13 years of age, her mother's behavior had changed towards her. She had a younger brother of 5-year-old. She mentioned that her mother would instruct her so much for every small thing, like eat your food fast, chew and eat, go to sleep now, then you have to take care of your younger one, do this, do that, don't do this to the younger one, etc., etc. That teenager was getting so many unnecessary instructions that she started hating being at home, because she knew that if I am at home, my parents will just keep on nagging me. She was feeling frustrated and irritated because constantly her parents were creating boundaries for the teenage child. She didn't get space to be happy with her parents, nor she was enjoying being an elder sister. She started staying away from the younger sibling, though the younger sibling wanted the elder sister's love and attention. She would at times yell and shout at the younger brother for no reason. The reason was her irritation and frustration, which was constantly erupting because she was only being nagged by her parents. After a while, she realized that I am getting attention from my parents only when they instruct me. So she did not do things on her own, which earlier she was doing. So her habit got formed of doing things only when instructed, and this affected her mental health tremendously. She was a topper in her class, but now because she was not able to have control on her emotions, she started losing interest in studies. She started overthinking, where there were so many thoughts. She would even think to harass the younger sibling because she knew that that was the time her parents would attend her. Realize, parents, a healthy mind can think constructive ways, or else a handicapped mind will always seek attention in a destructive way. She developed some kind of anxiety issues. Also, she was not willing to share things at home. So parents, be aware. When giving few instructions turns into too much of nagging, you tend to make your child handicapped mentally, where they lose their control over emotions and unconsciously invite negative emotions for their close ones. The second is letting them grow and just be there. I regularly interact with my teenage students because they really give lots of insights about many things like relationships, emotions, decision makings, how parents' behavior completely transforms a child's life either into a Hitler or a Gandhi. So a 19-year-old teenage shared with me that, ma'am, whenever my parents have given me a space to do something, I am able to see my emotional growth. Precisely, I am able to realize that on any road of my life, I was always the way I wanted to be. But unquestionably, I can always choose how I can travel through the path. She shared, when I get that space to discover my thoughts, my ideas, my emotions, or how I can deal with that situation in a distinct manner, my instinct helps me to be a better decision maker and a better thinker. I'm sure all parents want their child to become independent. The third one is a big time no to comparing their learning skills with your money invested for them. As parents, we wish to encourage kids for many activities, but here there are two aspects which are very important. One is the money and other is the time. When the parent is spending money on child's learning, somehow we get into the trap of making them feel they need to follow everything that they are learning because we are spending so much money and time after them. Here, take a pause. Treat this like an investment and for sure you will get returns. But we treat it as an expense and that is why we feel it like a burden. This reminds me of a seed and its growing phase. The seed needs sunlight, water, nurturing, and all this is given to the roots more because once the roots are strong, the tree gets the power to handle itself in all situations, all seasons, and once it starts growing, nature takes care of it. We need to remember we are just a medium. As a parent, the roots who can be strong and grounded to help our children grow, blossom and stand there in spite of all odds and make our children independent humans. Let me know in the comments what are your takeaways from the video. Share it with those parents who need to hear this. Until we meet next, happy parenting.